Hi everyone, it's Gavan here again. This is the second video showing my games collection. In this video I'm going to show you the Sega consoles that I've got, all in one video, and also the Wonderswan colour console I have, mainly due to the fact that I have the least number of games for these, and therefore they would fit quite nicely into one video rather than together, rather than splitting them off. It would be very short videos. First one up is the Sega Genesis, or Sega Mega Drive if you're in the UK. This one is actually a Mega Drive. Now this is the Generation 1 Mega Drive, which was with the white button and the white point. Now I don't have many games for this, mainly because of the fact that I actually came and picked up a Mega Drive very late. I was mainly a Nintendo fan growing up, and never got around to picking up a Mega Drive. Now, like I said in my earlier video, the Mega Drive isn't plugged up to my TV, mainly because of the fact that as I have so few games for it, and they are actually all available on various collection discs, including Sonic Collection, and also the recently released Sonic Mega Collection, or Sega Genesis Mega Collection, depending where you are, which came out on Xbox and Xbox 360 and PS3. Now, I actually have several I actually have 3 control pads for my Mega Drive, mainly because I managed to pick up a couple of cheap. Now I've got 2. You can just see them now. These are 2 of the original ones that have the white button for the start. Those were for this, exact first model Genesis or Mega Drive. Being very American at the moment for some strange reason. I also have one of the Mega Drive controls with the red start button, which would have come with a Mega Drive version 2 in the UK. So I've got one of those as well. They all work. I just don't have the system plugged up to the console. Now the games I have for my Mega Drive, obviously, as everyone already has, Sonic the Hedgehog. Nothing can really be said about this that's not been said by everyone. If you like Sonic, you like Sonic, and that is one of the best. I have as well Sonic 2, which obviously is the introduction of Tails. Now, even though I've got Sonic 2, I don't have Sonic 3 or any others. Again, because of the fact that by the time I got around to getting to these games, and trying to get hold of Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles, all the various collection ones came out, and things like that. And the final game I've got, to show you how few I've got, is the Sega Mega Games 2, which is the one that comes with Revenge of Shinobi, Streets of Rage, and Golden Axe. It's a game that pretty much anyone who brought a Mega Drive into its second part of life would have picked up. So that is all my Sega Mega Drive stuff. Next we're going to move on to the Sega Saturn. Right, here is my Sega Saturn. This is original black European Saturn. It's obviously got the two controller ports at the front, power, eject and reset. It's also got the cartridge slot at the top. There's a cat's tail coming in there. You have the standard Sega style video port, S-video and power. Also has the expansion port for the added modules, and also for replacing the CMOS battery. Obviously my CMOS battery does need replacing, it's ran out. But as I don't really have much on the Genesis, sorry, don't have much on my Saturn, it's not really there. Obviously it opens up. Yeah, again, the Saturn was a console I never picked up originally first around, and actually ended up picking up a second-hand model back a couple of years back when they were abundantly cheap. Here's the controllers. I've got two, both the same standard Saturn controller. The 6 buttons on the front, L and R, start, D-pad. I know a lot of people say that the Saturn pad is probably the best one for fighting games. I don't know. I still feel that personally the SNES and the PlayStation controller are best suited for beat 'em ups. But again, that all comes down to personal choice on what your controller's like. I mean, granted, having 6 buttons on the front of the Saturn pad does make, or can make, Street Fighter play easy, but I'm so used to the 6 button setup for the Super Nintendo. Saturn games now, because I never actually got the memory pack. The first one there is Nights into Dreams. Everyone who owns a Saturn should buy this game. I never got the 3D controller for it, so it does impede play slightly, but it's still a good game to have. The next one is Sega Rally. It's a racing game. Again, it's one of these games that if you have a Saturn, you've really got to have. You've either got to have this, or you've got to have any of the other Sega racing games. They're always good. Next up is Virtual Fighter, the original 3D fighter for Sega. Again, if you have any of the Sega consoles, really you need to have their fighting games. That's the first one, and I've also got Virtual Fighter 2. So you know, realistically, if you have a Saturn, you need to have the collection. Now, my last Saturn game is Street Fighter Alpha. The first Alpha. Now, you will learn through the course of these videos that I am a massive Street Fighter fan. Okay, well next we'll have a look at the Dreamcast. As shown to you in my first video, that is my Sega Dreamcast, which is still plugged up to my TV. When I brought it, it was actually a second-hand unit, UK unit, which came with the built-in modem. Unfortunately, when I first got it, the case was very grubby, so I ended up ordering a replacement case from Lixan, which was a Hong Kong importer of gaming equipment, closed company, after receiving lawsuits from Sony regarding the distribution of PSPs to the UK before the PSP had been launched, and how they felt that it had affected the sale of the product. Now, at the same time Lixan was doing I brought the case from that. I also brought a replacement chassis for replacement case for my first VMU. You can see it says Dreamcast on there rather than Dreamcast. Unfortunately, this VMU has died. I'm actually going to throw it away at some point soon. The screen had gone bad, so I managed to, and then the memory failed, and I luckily just had enough time to acquire a new VM just to get the data off it before it was erased from the unit. This is my current VMU that I'm using. Unfortunately the batteries run flat, as the VMUs did drink batteries quite heavily. As you see, this is an official Sega transparent black unit. I actually brought a bundle load on eBay not that long ago, which is why I replaced it, and I actually got various colour units. In fact, I actually got 2 black. There's a completely sealed black unit, as well as 2. I can just see on that. That's the blue one. That's sealed. And there's another blue one, sealed. And I also got 2 transparent green ones. Again, they're still sealed. I've not opened them up. I've not used them, purely because I need to use one VMU at a time. I've not got enough games to exceed the save requirement on one VMU at the moment. I'm looking to pick up more games as time goes by.